So it's been about a year since I posted my last blog, which is actually quite scary because it feels like it was just a few months ago. It's remarkable what's happening with time these days. A lot of people have been asking what I've been up to, what I'm doing, how the film is going. So this is basically a catch-up blog to let you all know what I've been up to, where I've been, why I've been incommunicado, and just really to be a bit of an update. So, where should I start? Okay, so I moved to Shoreditch, which is an area in East London. It's a very creative, artistic area of London. It's the sort of place where you find lots of art galleries and architects and graphic designers and film production companies and bars and nightlife. It's a very trendy area of London. People have called me too provincial for the area, which is quite right. And it's also an area entrenched with loads of history. So for example, this is the 10 Bells pub where Jack the Ripper found a lot of his victims. And as you've seen, you know, we have lots of old markets here and architecture, and it's just a really nice area. So the reason I moved here was I set up a business with my business partner Louise. We specialise in making business and marketing films for companies and agencies. We set up during the recession, which was a bit of a challenge, and I had absolutely no idea just how much time it would take just to do the administration and marketing, let alone producing some of the 50 plus films that we produced in the last year, and just the challenges of running a company and being an employer. It's a huge amount of time, and I find myself working almost all hours every day, often including weekends. And it's been tough, but at the same time it's been absolutely brilliant and rewarding. We've made some great work for companies, some of which I really can't talk about or show you because of the nature of the content. But some I can mention. We made some films recently for Travel City Direct about travelling to Florida with children, and shot that on a Canon 5D. One of my subscribers, Anton Syme, helped us out by filming in the States. Anton had initially impressed me because he did some travel blogs as he travelled around the world.
Can't wait to do a round the world trip again. If you ever get the chance, you should make the chance.
And they were extremely engaging, so I thought, well, you know, this is a guy that might be able to help me out on this one. He filmed in Disney World and produced some absolutely amazing results. We also made films for the Gecko Beach Club, which is on an island called Formentera, just off Ibiza, which is possibly one of the most stunning islands I've ever been on. I really fell in love with that place, and shot a couple of web videos for them, which really sort of capture the heart and atmosphere of what it would be like to go there. We shot that on an EX1 using a Litus system to get that 35mm look. We've also made some blogs about that, about some of the considerations of making films for business purposes. You'll also meet Justin and Jackie and Dino and Karina, who are the most amazing individuals who have set up this club from scratch, and just the amount of work and passion, and about how sometimes your life can change so much just by purely walking down a path that you've never been down before. It really is quite a spectacular story. We've also made films for United Biscuits, for Danone, for the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, for charities such as CSV and the Multiple Sclerosis Society, and for some of the world's biggest agencies. So, The Lone Filmmaker. This is the rough cut for the film, which is virtually done now. It's been taking an awful long time to get through, but I've been plodding away at it little bit by bit in my spare time. One of the challenges I've faced with this project is obviously running your own business, working all hours on that, and then at the same time trying to, in the background, create a feature film and maintain the blogs just became impossible, which is one of the reasons why I've actually sort of quietened down on the blog front, simply because I just didn't have what it took to do it. And actually, when you've been sitting in front of a computer for 13 or 14 hours a day, working your socks off against ridiculous time pressures, when you finish, you just want to pass out and go to bed, let alone sit in front of a computer, type out lots of emails, create little videos. It's amazing how challenging it can actually become. I had no idea that I was going to get sort of these kind of mental blocks on it, but I just have, and that's the way that is. So with The Lone Filmmaker, I've been obviously spending a lot of time trying to think about my strategy of how to approach this, because obviously when I was making the film full time, there was quite a lot of energy going into it, and it was, you know, really going places. It was only when I had to start doing other things and having to start making money, and then as time progressed, setting up my own business, etc., where it started to become a bit trickier. And I've got to sort of try and work out the balance of how much time I put into The Lone Filmmaker and how much time I put into my personal life and into pursuing other career avenues as well, because I became acutely aware of the fact that I was approaching 30 and I didn't want to have all of my eggs in one basket. So I could basically just put all of my attention into this project, but at the same time I could wake up in a couple of years' time and think, whoops, that didn't really quite go to plan. So it really is important for me so that I have got another avenue to pursue. I can keep doing the lone filmmaker and the film. It just means that the whole thing takes a lot longer, and it might ultimately mean that the film never gets finished. There is a possibility of that. But ultimately, I came to realise that my fundamental objective actually cannot be to finish the film. It has to be to secure my future and my career, of which the lone filmmaker is one avenue that I have to pursue. I'm not certain I've got the balance just right yet, but it is something that I do have to take into consideration, and I should probably mention to you guys as well, because obviously so far all the blogs have been primarily focused about this one project. It's very easy to just sort of see, well, there's nothing else going on, so therefore what's happening basically, so I fully understand that. My plans with the blog series is as follows. I have started developing a website. I want to change the lonefilmmaker.com website into more of an online portal for filmmakers, which includes lots of blogs and information about how to make films from a jobbing filmmaker's point of view, about three-point lighting and other lighting techniques, about considerations of shots, about things to think about when dealing with clients, when approaching filmmaking for a client. What I'm also going to do is include lots of footage of things I've filmed, which can be downloaded so that you can practice editing with, and I'll also include possibly videos and information from other filmmakers that might be informative or relevant to you guys. So that is my plan with that. The website's taking a lot longer, as is everything takes a lot longer, but it is what I'm working on at the moment. What I'm also hoping to do, if you don't mind, is use the Lone Filmmaker channel, not just to show the blogs to do with the project, but also sometimes to show some videos and work that I've been doing elsewhere, some short films I might have made, some things I might be up to, and turn it more into a channel about my filmmaking as well as the Lone Filmmaker project. I do still have lots of blogs, taking us from where the last one left off all the way up to the present day.
Welcome to the Devil's Punch Bowl. Can't believe that this existed on the doorstep of Farnham, and I only found out about it about a year ago when a friend of mine brought me here to show me, and I've lived here for years and years. Stunning, absolutely stunning.
The reason I stopped putting those out was because I became acutely aware of the fact that I was running out of them. What I'd rather do is get the channel sorted out, get all of the informative blogs sorted out, turn it into a community that actually has some value to you guys, and then I can start releasing the blogs again while you've got some interest in the whole thing as well, as opposed to just sort of hitting a dead end and then having to start again from scratch. I don't know if that makes much sense to you, but that is my logic on that one anyway. But a lot of you have been asking, what have I been up to? And obviously it's not all about work. I've talked a lot about the company, etc. But I do have to try and strike a good work-life balance, and so I have been putting a lot more effort now in trying to get out in some of my spare time and doing something other than film, because it's amazing how you can become so narrow-minded and then so stifled if all you're thinking about is film, and then in your spare time you're doing another film. It just doesn't really work. And about a year ago, I started going swing dancing every week, which proved to be absolutely brilliant because it's extremely energetic, it's hard work, it's tiring, and it was exactly what you need after a long day's work, so it was almost like a gym workout. So I started doing that with Swing Patrol, which was absolutely brilliant. Started dancing a lot with Lydia. We practiced for a performance, which is what this dance is. I also went to LA to meet up with some friends, but my camera broke unfortunately, so I've got very little footage, and New York. I went to Glastonbury Festival, where I managed to get a really good spot to see Bruce Springsteen. I've recently just got back from Somerset with my friends, where we went walking and went to an English carnival, which was a little bit different to a Brazilian carnival, but was also something that I've never quite experienced before, so it was quite impressive. I also went on holiday to Cyprus to see a friend, which was absolutely amazing, just to stay on the beaches in the sun, wandering around Limassol, went for drives up into the mountains where they make the local wine. Went and explored Nicosia with my friend and her cousin. Fed loads of stray cats that were absolutely everywhere. It was like being in London with pigeons, where they're always coming to try and eat your food when you're having a picnic or whatever. It was exactly the same there, except with cats. So it's not just been all about work, and I hope you're all doing well. I know I've received a lot of messages and things from people who've made films and wanted me to look at them, etc. And I'm seeing some extreme talent coming through. So there's obviously some brilliant brilliant filmmakers amongst you all, so it's really quite entertaining to watch all those. And yeah, so there we go, that's what I've been up to. I sincerely apologise about how long it's taken for me to post this blog. Thanks very much, and hopefully we'll be in touch again soon. Cheers.